Coming up tonight on KSL Outdoors.
Keep it there. You got him. You got him.
It's part 3 of our Utah Cutthroat Slam. This week, we're going after the state fish.
You did it. You got your Bonneville.
I'm Adam Eakle, and this is KSL Outdoors.
KSL Outdoors with Adam Eakle is brought to you by your local Ford stores.
Well, welcome to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle. We've got a whole crew today, and joining us is Mike Slater with the Central Region. We are doing our third part of our series of our Utah Cut Slam. Today, our target?
Mill Creek Canyon, right here in the backyard of a million people.
Yeah, and what fish are we after today?
We're after our Bonneville Cutthroat Trout today. And
you
brought state fish.
The state fish. And you brought your daughter because she's trying to complete the slam.
She's going to complete it today, aren't you? Right?
Yep.
So.
No pressure today, kid. Catch a fish on camera, get your slam completed.
Today we're going to start above Elbow Fork. We've got 2-year classes of cutthroat trout from that station up to the headwaters. So I think we have a better chance of catching more fish up there right now.
The Utah Cutthroat Slam was started earlier this year by the Division of Wildlife Resources and Trout Unlimited. It's a way to raise money for habitat projects for the 4 subspecies of cutthroat we have here in Utah: the Colorado, the Bear River, the Yellowstone, and our goal today, the Bonneville Cutthroat Trout.
Perfect. Yeah, you got him. Oh!
I think that is
now,
not,
and you pulled it just a little hard.
A little hard.
But this has been the most successful slam we've had so far. We've had over 450 participants already registered, raised over $9,000 just for cutthroat trout restoration. 60 plus of those have been out of state folks that have registered for the slam and come in. And we've already had about 40 people complete the slam, of which about 8 of those are from out of state. But what you want to do is you want to register, and you can do that on utahcutthroatslam.org. It's $20, $19 goes into cutthroat trout restoration. Then you got to go and catch all 4 of the native subspecies of cutthroat trout in Utah in their native range. There's maps on that website that show you where these fish are. So you go out, you angle these fish, you take a picture, keep track of the date and the stream that you caught that fish, and then when you've caught all 4, you can upload that information. You receive a great certificate and medallion showing that you've completed this challenge.
Keep it there. Keep it there. You got him. You got him. Yeah. Okay, sit.
The idea behind the slam is to encourage anglers to catch native cutthroat trout that we have here in Utah and introduce them to perhaps some new species and new places to fish.
You lost it? Oh my gosh.
But you have to have a picture of your fish, and so far, Amber is striking out.
I think it's a good idea to get people to be able to see the native fish of Utah and be able to say that you caught all of them.
Amber is trying to complete her slam on the very stream where her dad has been working on restoring the Bonneville Cutthroat Trout. For the past 2 years, the DWR has removed the unwanted brown and rainbow trout from Mill Creek and restocked the native Bonneville Cutthroat Trout.
Yeah, here in Mill Creek, it's an overall project. It's not just about removing fish, putting fish back in. There's going to be a lot of habitat work. We're trying to reconnect some of the stream to restore the fish, to restore the habitat. And over the next year or so, that's what will be culminating, if you will. I really think we'll be able to say, hey, we're pretty much done with Mill Creek Canyon.
I mean, it's the ancient fish of Lake Bonneville, 15,000 years ago when the valley was covered underwater. That is the fish that was roaming. That's the fish that our early pioneers spent a lot of time catching and lived upon. So I think the history of the fish is unique.
Okay, let it go, let it go. Let's stay. You got him. Lift it up. Where's that net, huh?
Yay.
There's your fish.
It's so small. It's pretty cool. It's really pretty.
You did it. You got your Bonneville.
It's taken me an hour to get that little guy right there. Size doesn't mean everything, especially when you put that much effort into catching a beautiful little fish to chalk off something off your Utah Cut Slam. Well, there he goes. I was going to show him to you, but hey, we've got more here coming up on KSL Outdoors. I'm 1 fish away from my slam, but first, let's check out this week's climate quiz question.
Bonneville Cutthroat Trout were named after the prehistoric Lake Bonneville. Lake Bonneville covered much of present-day Utah some 15,000 years ago. About 14,000 years ago, the lake level fell catastrophically as Lake Bonneville overflowed and washed away a natural dam. It's a flood that geologists estimate to have lasted up to a year. Our climate quiz question tonight is, what is the name of the pass where Lake Bonneville overflowed? Now, once you know the answer, log on to our KSL Outdoors Facebook page, give us the correct answer, and while you're at it, give us a like. We'll then randomly select and announce a winner on our Facebook page the following week. The winner set to receive a Climate Static V sleeping pad. Climate, comfortable, rugged, and lightweight. KSL Outdoors will be right back to Mill Creek Canyon.
KSL Outdoors is also brought to you by Fish Tech Outfitters, Utah State Parks, Burt Brothers, Sportsman's Warehouse, Evanston, Wyoming, Climate, and Camp Chef.
Oh, nice. Welcome back to KSL Outdoors, back here on Mill Creek as we highlight the Utah Cutthroat Slam.
The Bonnevilles have more spots towards the tail, but they do have some spots that still go up towards the head. A Yellowstone will have larger spots, and they will typically stop before you get to the head. Other than that, they all have the orange slashes and kind of the rosy opercles. Beautiful fish.
There he is. Nice.
You know, this is such a great program because it provides an opportunity to educate anglers about the different subspecies of cutthroat trout. A lot of them kind of understand that there's cutthroat trout around. It really ties into our programs a lot as well. So we're able to tie the Cutthroat Slam right to some of our restoration projects.
Oh, baby. What we got here?
Beautiful cutthroat.
Trout Unlimited and the DWR have been working on projects for the Bonneville Cutthroat Trout for over 3 decades. Projects have been done in almost all the historic range of the Bonneville Cutthroat Trout throughout Utah, including one of the most popular rivers in Utah, the Weber River.
Throughout the Weber, we have a lot of populations, but one population we've really been focusing on is in the lower Weber, from Weber Canyon up through Mountain Green, Peterson, and even above, where we recently worked with Utah State University, Trout Unlimited, and others, and we discovered a fluvial population of Bonneville cutthroat trout. So large numbers of fish in the main stem Weber River. I mean, these are fish that are 16 to 20 inches in length that are trying to utilize tributaries for spawning, but a lot of these have been cut off either from road crossings with inadequate culverts or irrigation diversions. So one thing we're really working on now is trying to reconnect all of those tributaries that they need for spawning habitat. So it's really exciting. We have microchips in these fish. We're putting antennas into the streams in the spring, and we're documenting that they are using parts of these tributaries after our restoration efforts that they haven't been able to utilize for 50 to 75 years.
Oh, there we go.
Nice job, Paul.
Nice.
Oh, we got off.
Oh, does not count.
Chalk Creek is a really good example of a really unique cutthroat trout population, at least in the Bonneville Basin. There's about 100 miles of stream up there, and almost the entire drainage up there is occupied by cutthroat trout. The habitat's been chopped up and degraded a little bit, and so we've been working with a lot of the private landowners up there, working on irrigation diversions, making them fish passable, working on some of the road culverts that have been problems for fish to access their spawning habitat in cold water habitat areas in the summer. We've had a couple projects where we've actually been able to get in to the stream with an excavator, pull out a culvert that had about a 6-foot drop and was blocking about 7 miles of habitat for the cutthroat trout. Replaced that with a bridge and regraded the stream so it was passable. Those fish are moving down into the Weber River, and people are catching them, and we're also improving the water quality into Eakle Reservoir.
Nice. More on the Utah Cutthroat Trout Slam, including where you might target some of these fish in a moment. But first, back to the guys at Fish Tech for tonight's fishing report.
Hey, it's terrestrial season, or should I say extraterrestrial. Hi, Mickey Anderson from Fish Tech with this week's fishing report. Terrestrials are insects that live on land and fall in the water. With all the grass dying right now, it has pulled all these insects right to the edge of the water, and they fall in a lot. Now, the most common types are grasshoppers. Everybody hears about hoppers. They fish really well. Crickets are another one that fishes really well. And then just a big whatever. Now when you're fishing these, what you want to do is have a dropper. This is the extra to the hopper fishing. Take your grasshopper, tie 20 to 30 inches of line underneath of it, and put on a beaded fly. That'll give you a little extra to make your hopper work just a little bit better. Now beetles are overlooked a lot, but beetles can work great. Beetles can be a really good thing to help you find a little tiny dry fly. If you're fishing a little PMD hatch and you can't see it, tie on a beetle, come back about 20 inches and tie on your little dry fly. Now ants can work great all year long. But this time of year, if you get into a hatch situation and you just can't figure it out, make the ant your extra. Throw an ant during a hatch when you can't figure out what they're taking. A lot of times that's going to save your day. Hey, for these terrestrial flies or a whole lot of others, come on down to Fish Tech, we'll help you out. Now for tonight's fishing line. Trophy of the day!
Well, it's a cutthroat. It does count. I've caught bigger today, but that's just showing that there's all size classes in here.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors. You know, the Cutthroat Slam isn't just a fly fishing effort. It's open to all anglers. In fact, the first person to complete the slam did it with bait. And although the fish here in Mill Creek are small, some native cutthroat in Utah can get pretty big.
14743.
Take the Bear River or Bear Lake cutthroat. The DWR has been using the Bear Lake strain to sustain that fishery for decades.
Woo. Nice.
The fish in Bear Lake count towards your Bear River cutthroat and can be upwards of 15 pounds.
First fish in the slam, here we go.
For the Colorado River cutthroat, we went to the boulders and watched as the DWR took eggs and milt from fish in Dotery Lake.
Oh, there's fish.
And we also caught some pretty nice Colorado River cutthroat. Some boulder lakes have Colorado River cutthroat over 3 pounds. For the Bonneville Cutthroat, you have options for bigger fish as well.
Diamond Fork Canyon is a great spot to go, a little bit more secluded, a little different habitat. If you're looking to really get away from it all, we have some high elevation lakes, White Pine Lake, Red Pine Lake. Those would be great areas you can hike up. You're probably going to be the only angler there. You get a chance at a little larger fish. If you really want to get out of town and see no one else for the rest of the week, then we have opportunities in the Deep Creek Mountains. We've got 6 different streams out there. You can go fish to your heart's content, not see a soul. You know, I think it's just a great excuse. It's a great opportunity to get people out. I mean, just myself, I work with these fish every day, but there's many of these systems that I haven't gone up and fished. All it takes is just a little prodding, a little challenge, get together with your friends and complete the Cut Slam. It's a great opportunity.
Well, this is kind of a unique situation. We have 2 that have completed the slam. 1 completed today. Congratulations, Amber.
Yeah.
Yep, that's awesome. And then Mike Slater is also completed. So today they're getting their certificates and their medallions.
You know, I think a lot of people were surprised, Paul, how cool these medallions are. They're actually really
the medallions
neat.
Are great. Everybody that's seen them, that's what they want to get. And I think the certificates are pretty nice too.
Good deal.
Yep, congratulations.
There's a lot to see, a lot to do when you get up and do the Cut Slam. Make sure you get out and do it. It's a lot of fun. You see new country. I've never actually fished Mill Creek. It's neat to see it.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
Did stories here.
Yeah.
Never fished it. Yeah. Hey, more here coming up on KSL Outdoors in a moment. But first, back to Wild Arrow for tonight's archery tech tip.
Hey guys, Jeremiah with Wild Arrow Archery here. Hey, this week I'm out at Easton Archery. I got Gary here, and I wanted to come out and see what they have out here at Easton.
Yeah, so archery season's coming up, so we're really excited. We're busy out here. Let's go out there and see what's going on.
Yeah, so Jeremiah, we're running some 5mm full metal jackets here this morning, and it's one of my favorite arrows. I love them. We also got 6mm and 4mm. And we get a lot of questions like, why do you guys make the small diameter arrows, and why do you make the full metal jacket? Full metal jacket has a lot of kinetic energy, and that really helps out on penetration. Okay. And the small diameter as well. I really like the small diameter shaft because they penetrate really good through big game animals. So you get like a tough mule deer or a big elk. It goes through that animal with less friction because it's small diameter. So it's a great arrow for a Western hunter, and I really like to show guys those as well.
Yeah, I noticed. I've been shooting that arrow for a long time, and downrange, the difference in the shots in the wind and penetration is definitely noticeable for me.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, we got to get some of these finished up, and so we can get some guys out in the field.
Hey guys, that was a really cool tour of Easton out here. We got to see some FMJs run. And hey, we're gonna have a special for you. If you come into Wild Arrow Archery and mention that you've seen this on KSL Outdoors with Adam Eakle, we're actually gonna give you a free hat, wristband, and a window decal with any half dozen purchases of Easton FMJ arrows. So hey, come on in Wild Arrow Archery, let's get you set up with some cool stuff and get you ready to go bow hunting this year.
Well, I don't know about you, but I have been getting sick of these 100-degree weather days. It's pretty hot down the valley, pretty cool though up here. Let's find out that recreation forecast now by turning it over to Kevin in the weather department. Welcome back to KSL Outdoors, back here in Mill Creek. I'm Adam Eakle. Hey, don't forget, if you're looking for some ideas to get your family into the outdoors, you can always check our outdoors calendar page at ksltv.com.
Evanston Cowboy Days Pro Rodeo.
We want to tell you about the Evanston Cowboy Days coming up Labor Day weekend. It's a great time. Took my family up there a few years ago. The rodeo, one of the best in the West. Hey, Jared was down at this year's Outdoor Retailers and he caught up with our friends over at Climate.
Thanks, Adam. Well, I'm here with Matt from Climate at Outdoor Retailer, and you guys are debuting some brand new products.
Yeah, we got some great new products. We have our Pillow X Large, which is a soft, plush, packable backpacking pillow, and a new lightweight but very comfortable Luxe pillow here. So it has a lightweight, soft pillowcase fabric, packs small. This is car camp, backcountry, you name it. It's really good there.
Looks good.
Most importantly, we got our new Hammock V. So hammock camping has grown like crazy.
Really?
So here we are, adding our comfort take on this. So it's our V-shaped design, so it's comfortable, 180 degrees of wind protection.
So is there a weight limit on this at all?
There's not, just like any of our Climate sleeping pads. Big guys up to like 350 pounds can sleep in this pad comfortably. And one of the other cool features is the non-slip regions here that lock your bag in place and also to keep the pad from moving around inside the hammock.
Great. What do we got behind you here?
This is our double V. And this is our classic static V in a double wide. So it's for two people, you know, your wife or girlfriend, it sleeps perfectly. So when I'm moving, she doesn't feel it, and it's perfect for that. Packs small, it's only 40 ounces, and includes a pump sack with it as well. So it's really easy to inflate.
Well, when can we expect to see this product in stores?
It's gonna be in stores this fall. You know, we got $130 for our double V, and it's gonna be great available.
Looks good. Thanks for sharing the new product with us. Now let's send it back to Adam for this week's Snapshot of the Week.
We kick it off with a 50-mile trek for Tanner and his troop. Troop 267 all wore orange as they attempted to summit Kings Peak, the tallest peak in Utah. Troy says it was quite the accomplishment for these young scouts. The view was incredible, and Tanner was for a time the tallest person in Utah. This was a first for Talmadge as he rode a horse into a high Uinta Mountain lake. Talmadge did great navigating through the rocky trail. He says he saw mountain goats, deer, elk, a bull moose, and caught some fantastic fish in this high alpine lake. What a trip. At 89 years young, Ken Arave shows us that you're never too young to get outdoors. Back in July, Ken caught plenty of rainbows, cokes, and a few small lake trout at the gorge, but Ken wanted to boat a trophy laker. On the last day, just 15 minutes before calling it, Ken latched into this beast and was able to horse it to the surface, take a quick picture, and release it to fight another day. Way to go, Ken. Look at the astonishment on 12-year-old Ellie Barker's face as she holds her first tiger muskie. Ellie and her dad have been chasing tiger muskie at Pineview multiple times with no success, but Ellie is one determined little girl. This particular night, a huge tiger muskie exploded on the surface but missed Ellie's lure. She kept at it, and after a few more casts, the fight was on. A 40-inch tiger muskie, and as you can see, one shocked and excited little girl. But our winner tonight got the old stink eye from this protective mountain goat. Brian was attempting to summit Mount Timpanogos back in July as part of a company team-building outing. His group was close to the top when they encountered a family of 6 mountain goats. This particular goat seemed to be the protector of the group. It eyeballed them, even kicked a few rocks on them from above. Brian sat down just off the trail, whipped out his iPhone, and captured this great shot of this goat overlooking the Utah County Valley. A once-in-a-lifetime shot, Brian, that has now just won you our big prize for having the Snapshot of the Week. Remember, submit your pictures or video plus an explanation of your latest outdoor adventures online at ksltv.com. The winner each week wins a commemorative 100th Anniversary National Parks Cast Iron Dutch Oven and Skillet. And now the winner is also entered into our Ford Trucks quarterly Facebook giveaway for a Camp Chef pellet grill.
Camp Chef has improved your campsite cooking for 25 years. Let's improve your patio cooking with the Camp Chef pellet grill. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Next up, we're heading to northwestern Utah,
Northwestern Utah, very corner of the state, Box Elder County, and we're going to chase the elusive Yellowstone Cutthroat.
Probably the hardest to get, right?
It is. It's the most challenging, but we have great information at our office, so call before you go on that one, and we can really help you get a fish.
Okay, very good. Well, good job, Amber. Mike?
Congratulations, you two. I wish we were in your shoes.
The daddy-daughter date. It's always fun, isn't it? Good deal. Hey, I'm Adam Eakle, KSL Outdoors. Remind you to get out, participate in the Utah Cut Slam. Do it with your daughter, your son, and make some memories outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.